Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the second Tappers Talk episode. And so today, I am joined by pLaYz.
Hello.
And I'm joined by MagnusRobert.
Hello.
And today we have a special guest joining us, who is Ted2001.
Hello, everybody.
Brilliant. And so today, we're going to be first having a look. We're going to check in with Ted and his experience of playing Tapped Out. And then we're going to be going to have a look at the current update when the Bough Breaks. And then we're going to be visiting the question of the month. And then we're going to take a look to the show. And then we've got a blast from the past and then a Q&A at the end. So there we go. So Ted, tell us about your experience of playing Tapped Out.
Well, it's a long journey. To think back, I think one of the first updates was I remember the Whacking Day update. I think it was like way back in 2013 or something. It's one of the first updates that came out, and I remember I didn't know what was going on. I just remember there was snakes moving around the town. I just remember you had to tap on them, and you were doing, I think it was eggs or some sort of rewards, and I had no idea what was going on. But over the months of that year, loads of other updates came out, so I kind of got the idea of the game a bit better. More when more updates came out. But my journey, it's been interesting. I started making videos, I think, in, what year was it now? I think it was like 2015 or 2016. At the end of 2015.
It was around then, yeah.
Something along those lines. One of the first videos I made was for an update was, I think it was the casino update. So it was very new. I was very new to commentary on YouTube, but back then. So if you look back at my videos, they aren't as good as a lot of the more recent ones. Well, I say the more recent ones. I haven't sent a video to YouTube itself for last year, but still, my journey has been interesting to say the least. I don't think I really would have continued playing the game if it wasn't for YouTube. To be fair, it really did intrigue me to play the game a bit more and go through the updates, read the dialogue, because before making videos, I never read any of the dialogue that came on the screen. But when you're doing it for YouTube, it's a bit more entertaining.
I don't sometimes.
Yeah.
I never did until I started.
Well, sometimes for my reviews, I'll skip the dialogue in the game and then and I'll just skim through it on the wiki and just get a general idea of the story.
Yeah. Sometimes it can be a bit pointless, but a bit boring.
I physically can't do what you three, well, you used to do, Ted, and you two do, where you like sit there and read the dialogue. I can't do that. It's enough for the premium gameplay.
Oh yeah, I know. I've seen you've done that before. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's a very interesting journey I've had with Tapped Out. It's just like any other person. It's just it was really the best thing I love about the game is designing your town and making it into your own. I like art, to put on the side note. So making your own town and out of all the decorations and buildings you have is with your own imagination. I think that's just really cool, really creative about the game. That's what's really fun about it. I think the best thing about it, anyway, in my opinion. Yeah.
So have you played recently, Ted? When was the last time you've logged on?
Last time I logged on, I think it was probably a few months ago. I had logged on this year, but it was a few months ago now. I haven't really looked at it too much since. I keep getting scared, to be honest. I keep thinking that someone's hacked my town, but I'm pretty sure it's my town. I have been meaning to go back and look at it again. There was a time.
Your last video was on not the last Halloween, the one before that.
Yes, it was. I saw that. Good while ago now. But yeah, I have been meaning to go back and go and see what I can do with my town. The reason why I kind of stopped was because well, one of the reasons is I just ran out of space in my town with land. Since then, I'm not sure if they've added any more in the game.
They,
I'm
they
not sure.
recently they did add a extension to the Springfield Heights area, so we've got a little more land now.
Oh yes, I saw that. I saw some. I think I saw Robert's videos on that. I think that's quite cool actually. Some more land in the Springfield Heights. That's pretty nice. But in the mainland area, I'm not sure if they've
Yeah.
added it. But I used to have every building and decoration in the game. But of course, that's not the case now, as many updates have missed. But yeah, there was a time where I had literally everything placed down, so very little was in my inventory. Only duplicates of things I already owned was in my inventory, so I was a bit of a hoarder when keeping things on on land. But yeah, that's my experience of that.
Do you see yourself ever going back?
I want to go back. I want to come back. There's been times where I want to make a video again, but I just haven't really been motivated. I didn't really know how to come back and what video to make. I guess I should just make any old video just to say hello. I'm making a video, and whatever updates on, I can just talk about that. And I will come back. I promise that I will come back at some point this year. But I said that last year, but I don't think I ever did. But I want to come back. I just haven't had the time and inspiration. I've just been distracted and sidetracked, unfortunately. But yeah. I will.
Okay. You got any questions for Ted, BoRt?
I don't know. What's your favorite update? Just.
My favorite. It's got to be the Itchy and Scratchy Land update. I think. When did that come out? 2-3 years ago now. Was it been that long?
I believe it's 2018.
Yeah.
Was it that long? 2018. Oh my god, how time flies. Yeah, I would say that was probably my favorite update. Well, one of my favorite updates anyway, because
you're just
the idea
pandering to BoRt.
Yeah. Have you played the update? Do you know?
No, but he's called BoRt, and that's when BoRt was added.
my first update was 20 Springfield Games, or in 2020, and then I guess first official was Van Houten's or something.
Ted, these are all new players, right? They're not on our level.
Yeah. No.
Well, let me tell you. Robert knows what I'm talking about, and I think a lot of the viewers know what I'm talking about. If not, you can go back and watch videos. Loads of YouTubers have made videos on the many updates over the years. But yeah, the Itchy and Scratchy Land update. Originally, Crystal Land, you may know, was in its own separate world, so it wasn't in your own town as it is today. So I just thought that was really interesting, where they made you blow up your Crusty Land and add it into your main town. I thought that was just quite cool. And they gave us so much land in the updates as well. I don't know how many rows of land they gave us, but it was crazy how much they added. But that was just really fun overall. I really like that.
Okay, let's hold off on Itchy and Scratchy Land for a minute. All right.
Okay.
Wrong segment. Arthur, do you have any questions for Ted?
Oh, I don't know. Would you say Tapped Out is your favourite game?
I'm not much of a gamer anyway, to be honest. It's definitely by far my favourite mobile game. My favourite game, probably. Yeah, I'm not much of a gamer. I don't really play on the console. I don't think I even own a console, to be fair. My brothers do, but yeah, it's either Tapped Out or, I don't know, Minecraft or something like that.
Fair enough.
Not much. Play many games, so yeah, why not? It's a game I do really like, definitely.
All right. Well, if any of you viewers have some questions for Ted when he's next on the podcast, whether that be 8 episodes away, 10, 20. Leave your questions for Ted, and eventually he will answer them.
Eventually. Could be 100 episodes, but yeah.
Could be 100 episodes away, who knows?
Okay.
Alright, any last things regarding Ted2001 that anyone wants to ask him?
I don't have anything.
No, I think that's all good. It's really interesting to hear. Yeah.
Is there anything more you'd like to say, Ted?
Well, I want to. It's a bit cheesy to say. Well, thanks very much for inviting me. I do really appreciate it, even though I haven't sent a video for a good while. I don't really feel much part of the community as I used to be. I really do appreciate you asking me on the podcast. It's really cool. It's nice that I still exist in some way or form. Thank you. Yeah.
Well, you say that, but now I'm going to segue to the brand new update of Tapped Out, where Ted will have absolutely nothing to say. So, of course, recently what came out was an update called When the Bough Breaks. That's what it's called, isn't it? Is it When the Bough Breaks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe so.
And, of course, this is a mini update, so I'll leave it up to Arthur to continue.
Yeah, so it's obviously the latest mini update, and so we had it was 5 prizes in the prize track. So, and that was so we had, my goodness, we had Courtney at the end, and we had Hudson's house,
the Dragon Strollery.
Yes, the Dragon Strollery.
Not responsible
and then the 2
for
parks.
not responsible for Injuries Park and Sand Tropes. So it went Sand Tropes, Hudson's house, not responsible for Injuries Park, Jog and Strollery, and then Corny.
And then we had Hudson with I forgot the building as the premium.
The preemptive education. Yeah, that's it.
Oh, and then the Big Baby Barney with Lullabies is that super premium thing.
Yeah. Alright, so what is everyone's thoughts? Apart from you, Ted.
I guess I'll start. I mean, I've been wanting this update for a while, so I was pretty excited when I figured it out, but oddly, I feel like it was kind of bland. The dialogue was a bit boring, but
yeah, I feel like it is a step down questline-wise from the last update. Like, Hell on Wheels was pretty strong for most of the character quest lines, and even the main quest line was okay.
And like,
yeah, I have to agree.
We had the Hudson thing, and he pretty much has no task. He's got like a 1 hour, and then his 4, and then his like 4 and 8 hour tasks are all with like another character. So it's really annoying.
Yeah, I kind of give that one a pass, just because he's a very Maggie-centric character, so I feel like it makes sense to have his animations with Maggie. Don't get me wrong, I think one critique of his character would be he probably should have an animation that's independent, but I don't think for me at least, it's not a big deal. It's like it's a downside for sure, though.
I mean, he's still a pretty nice character, and the animations are great. Also, I felt like just again, like with the characters, they just were a bit like bland. I felt like something was needing.
Yeah, I think Courtney is a bit of in that kind of, she's kind of in that modern character realm where she's not. There's something about modern Simpsons characters, they're very bland to me. They're very surface level. As opposed to getting even Crazy Vaclav. Like, at least he has some character to him, you know.
Yeah, and like we've still had some modern characters who have had something, but like recently we haven't had like season 32, 31, that kind of stuff. that has been very just bland feeling.
Yeah, no, for
Yeah, I'd
sure.
have to agree. Yeah.
Okay. Any more things on Courtney or Hudson as the characters?
I mean, personally, I think I actually really like the joint animations.
Oh yeah, I
But I
love
think
both his animations. I think they're both great. I just feel like he should have one independent one.
yeah, I think so. I think at least have like one independent one and one joint one. I think. Yeah, that would have been ideal. But yeah, he did seem pretty cool. I don't know. Yeah, I thought Courtney's a bit bland. Didn't think that she was anything too special, but yeah. So
Yeah.
Okay. How did we feel about the amount of well, actually, I'm going to lump them both together. The buildings and the decorations.
I thought they were pretty nice looking. Jogging strollery was meh, but everything else was pretty great.
I mean,
yeah,
even the jog and strollery, I think is okay because it just fits into like a mall, like a strip mall strip.
Yeah, like compared to everything else, it's meh, but like it's still pretty nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the parks are really nice. The San Tropez and the Not Responsible for Injuries park. Yeah, and Hudson's House as well. I really like that. So yeah, I'd say buildings and decorations. Yeah, very good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shall we move on to the elephant in the room?
I think we should.
The super premium.
Goodness, yes. Oh, I was very frustrated. Oh,
I mean,
dearie me. Yeah, I so wanted that character. And the costume of the building, just such a cool bundle. But the fact that it was £9 stopped me from having that experience. So, yeah, that was disappointing for me.
£8.
Yeah,
no, it's £9. No, it is £9. No, sorry, you're right. It's $8.99, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking $7.99 for a minute. I will say I think it's a step in the right direction because at the very least we're not just getting one costume. We're getting a costume and a building.
I felt like it was a step up. We had like the Sergeant Sausage character, but you could get God if you bought him. I feel like with the super premiums now, they should try and add something else.
Yeah, make them all work. Because I thought back when this came out, I was thinking, okay, it's not as bad. Because I thought back to Radioactive Homer when he was added.
Yeah,
it was just a crappy costume on its own, and now we've got a pretty decent costume. Although one of the animations I'm not too keen on. With
raccoons.
A nice raccoons. God, what is up with raccoons? we need to make that a question of the month eventually.
We do.
But and lullabies, I think is a nice enough. It's a nice enough building. It's nothing's too special, but it's nice enough. So I think it's a step in the right direction. I still don't like it, but I can acknowledge it's better than what we had before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Any last comments on When the Bough Breaks?
I think that's good.
Just grading. I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10, but
8 out of 10?
Pretty good.
What about you, Arthur?
I'd have to give it a 7. I think. Yeah.
7 out of 10. Ooh. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention is structure. I really love the structure of this one. They've kind of gone back to the classic one. And I know last episode, you guys were saying it's not a big deal for you. For me, that's the one silver lining of this update. It's like the structure is amazing, and I think the characters are pretty solid. So for me, I'm gonna be maybe I'm feeling in a good mood. I'm gonna say 9 out of 10. That's right.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So, if there is no more things to say, we shall move on to our next segment, which is kind of coming off when we're talking about the Super Premium, is our question of the month. So I'll let Arthur tell everyone what the question is, considering he came up with it. Wait, did you come up with it, or was it BoRt? Oh no.
It was.
That was Arthur.
Yeah.
Oh yes, it was you. Oh, sorry.
That's all right. Yeah. So the question of the month is: should the current Super Premium content be adapted? There you go. So, what are your thoughts?
What? I have just a question for you. When you say adapted, do you mean sort of switch it around, like something different?
Yeah, because I feel like they need to have the Super Premium content to make money, and so I doubt that they'll ever really get rid of it completely.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought, well, surely, they can make it better.
My answer to this is, and I know you came up with this question before when the Bough Break came out, but it probably would have been my answer before that. I think it should be worth it more. Basically, there should be more content behind. So I think the best way to do this is, you know how they have the stack of donuts, which is pretty cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah, or the box. Was it dozen donuts? Whatever. It's like $6.99 or $4.99. No, $4.99. I think it is. Like, what's wrong with just giving a character for that much money? Sure, you don't get very many donuts, but you're getting a character out of it. You know, and at the end of the day, it doesn't cost EA any money to add a character in the game, really. Apart from, like, you know, an hour it takes to program it or whatever. You think they're selling something that doesn't exist, like, you know, that's virtual. So I think for me, I think yes, it should be adapted, and it should be more bang for your buck, basically. Is my answer.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like recently they've kind of been doing that. They should really have a bonus kind of thing. I've noticed with like playing a lot of other games, they have stuff like I know it's not really relevant, but like for instance in like a Goosebumps game, they have like a $5, but like they have like 10 different things, like 1,000 donuts basically for like, I don't know, maybe $5, and I feel like they should kind of go to that, like something bigger, you know?
Yeah, I'd say it's I've seen that actually, and it just makes, for me, it just makes sense. Just add more, and perhaps, I don't know. We did see with the Key to the City like a bundle, and like how there was, I don't know. It just made it more appealing, and like for the money that you're putting in, you get quite a few things, and maybe that could be something like they could add a bundle instead of just having the character. It could come with like as much as possible, but you know, like decoration or something, or another outfit. I'd have to say that, you know, that's got to be it's got to be adapted, and just make it like more dynamic, and because at the moment it's just the same thing over and over again. So
Okay. Trying to think what else I could say. Yeah, I think overall Super Premium, it never used to be in the game, so I question how needed it is. I mean, maybe this is something keeping the game afloat, and if it is, then I think that's a good thing. If it's the thing that's keeping the game afloat, then fair enough, fair dues. But yeah, like I said before, I think the best way to adapt it is make it more content for your money. And also, I don't think anything should be like $100, like $100 or £100. You know, when they have like Black Friday stuff. I don't think anything should be that expensive. That's a bit ridiculous.
No, I feel like that's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Ted, did you ever experience Super Premium? Oh, you experienced the first time packs, right? The stuff with Jebediah Springfield.
I remember when it came in, and it was a huge shock.
Yeah, that was the first ever one when they did the Jebediah Springfield one.
It was a huge shock. I couldn't believe that the game was actually asking us if I want to get this, you got to pay real money for it, not donuts. I was like, what? So yeah, I was completely shocked, and I thought they would only do that once, but they ended up doing it again and again and again. And it seems that it's still going on now.
They do it every update now.
That's
Every
ridiculous.
update, yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's really sad. I can get why you're doing it. Like you've been talking, it's to make money and whatnot. Of course, there's many hackers who get donuts and other stuff, so they're probably losing money from that. So yeah, I don't like it. I never have. I don't agree with it at all. It's annoying, especially when things can be so expensive. It's just. What's the point? It's not like it's real. It's just a game. You shouldn't have to actually spend money to get characters or whatever it is.
Well, I can understand to a degree. I think they should just be not too ridiculously expensive. I can understand them charging something.
Maybe a bit, but yeah, it's something that's just over £15, $15, whatever. It's just. That gets a bit too crazy, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That's a little
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Not very fair, unfortunately.
I think as well, another thing, just to add on to it, when you say it should be adapted, I think it should, but as well, I think just giving back to the community as well sometimes, like when they add like a character for free or something, occasionally they'll do that in an update. Stuff like that could be nice as well. Like maybe even like rewards for people who've played. Say if they've played like the last 7 updates, then give them like a reward of some kind, something like that. Like if there's like a sort of there's a benefit to playing the game, and maybe you won't get that character, but yeah. And I think it kind of all balances out. I've just felt in the last few years EA have kind of with the game, it's been all about pushing super premiums and things like that, and like the updates themselves have like zero care and love in them, as opposed to like previous updates where I felt there was a lot of passion in them. Yeah, so I do think they should be adapted.
Yeah.
Is it 10 years this year that the game has been out?
It's been 10 years already. Yeah.
Yeah. There is a lot of ideas for a 10th anniversary. We haven't gotten anything yet, so we're all crossing our fingers.
Yeah. I mean, that sounds good. Yeah.
It depends. Well, technically the 10th anniversary's been and gone, but the game was taken off the App Store for like a couple of months, and then re-put on the App Store. I think it was June, wasn't it, or July?
They added it in like August, and then they had their whacking day like a month later. So I'm guessing maybe they'll do something.
No, it would have been Halloween.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, it was Halloween 2012. The one update I didn't play. Okay. So, any last things to say about the question of the month?
Nothing really.
That's all good.
I don't know. No.
Shall we move on to then?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna do a look to the show now. So we're gonna do season 31, I believe, episode 17-18, Warrin Priests, part 1 and 2.
Yes.
So yeah, we're gonna say what we think of the episode, what they should have added and tapped out, and just like overall thoughts altogether.
Okay, let's start with the review. Actually, I want to start. Ted, have you seen Warrin Priests part 1 and 2?
That's easy. No, I haven't. I'm afraid I haven't.
Alright, well, I apologise. I probably should have told you.
In it, because it would be good to talk about it. No, you guys can have a talk. I'll just listen.
Well, if you want, you can scroll up the chat and you can watch the episode.
Well, I'll know how the episode goes after you've explained. It's all good. All
right. So, who would like to talk about it first?
I can.
Okay. It was your suggestion this episode, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I remember. I was very excited for this episode. Oh, and quick review for people who haven't seen it, like Ted. a young preacher comes to town, to Springfield, and Lovejoy gets jealous, and it's just like battle because he's like supportive of other religions, and Ned Flanders doesn't like that. So,
okay.
Overall thoughts. I mean, this episode was pretty good. I don't feel like it deserved to be a two-parter, but I chuckled a few times. I don't remember who the guest star was, but he was pretty good in it. And I believe he was an actual comedian, so it's really nice to have someone who was actually trained in that to be on the show. Yeah, it was a pretty good episode.
Okay.
Yeah.
Arthur?
Yeah, I think I definitely, I think I'm not as much of a bigger fan of, say, the newer episodes, like particularly season 32, 33. But this one, I think, I did really enjoy, particularly. And I think the first part was definitely better than the second, for me, certainly.
Agreed, yeah.
Yeah, I think most of the stuff happened in the first part, and there was just very little going on in the second. So, yeah, but yeah, I'd say I did enjoy it. So yeah, definitely above average for me, I'd say.
Oh, you ready for mine?
Oh,
Here we go. So, I think as far as Modern Simpson episodes go, this is above average. I agree with you, BoRt should definitely not have been a two-parter. The second part drags quite a bit, I feel.
Yeah.
The first part is... Okay, I want to start with positive. The one thing I love about this episode is the fact it primarily focuses around Lovejoy and Brody, right? And their dynamic. Homer, Marge are sprinkled in throughout. I think they're a lot more in the second part. Well, are they the second part? I'm trying to think. Was it the first part?
Yeah, it's mostly Lisa, but
yeah, Lisa as well. Yeah, I don't like Brody. I think Brody is too much of a goody two shoes in the first part, especially, and I think Lovejoy contrasts really obnoxious. And maybe that's just Lovejoy as a whole, but
I think they like really sculpted the character to go exactly against Lovejoy in every way, pretty much.
Yeah, but then they made Lovejoy like just an asshole, really. To force the conflict. I feel. I just feel like.
I mean, he's always been a bit like that, but
sure, but
they overdid it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the episode, like I said, it's still good. I still think it's okay. Doesn't need to be two parts. There was a few. I think there was. I don't think I laughed, but there was a few times I smiled. So, yeah, overall, I'll give it a 5 out of 10 average. There you go.
Okay. Arfur, what do you think?
I'd say. I'd have to give it a 6 out of 10. Yeah.
I'll go with a 6.5.
6.5. You seem to like it before.
I'm more like a 10.
You can say a 10 if you want to, but it's alright.
Yeah, it's fine.
Definitely not a 10. That's much better.
Okay. Anything else you want to mention about the episode itself, like review-wise?
Oh, I just remembered who. Okay, Pete Holmes voices Bodie right. So,
okay, yeah.
Anyone knows who that is? Say it in the comments.
No.
Yeah.
All right. So, shall we move on? I feel like we should have spent more time talking about 2 episodes, but whatever. Let's move on to the next part where we can talk about. Let's talk about things that they could have added. They could add from this episode. I don't believe they've ever touched this episode yet. in terms of
No,
the
I
game.
don't see anything from my notes
Yeah.
that they added.
And there is a lot of stuff to pick from in this one for sure.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So yeah, I did notice quite a bit actually. That you could have added.
Should we do one each? Just because I feel like there might be some repeats.
Oh sure, yeah.
Yeah.
So
So you go first.
So there's obviously Bodhi, who's not in the game.
Who else had Bodhi on the list?
I did.
I also did. I figured everyone was gonna pick him, but yeah, definitely for sure, Bodhi's.
I just put everything I found.
Everything.
Well, most of the stuff that I felt was realistic, but
Let's stick with 4, but okay. Alright, Bodhi, yeah. Is that everyone's like main one? Apart from you?
yeah.
Yeah, main one.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely the biggest one and most important one to add from this episode. Okay, BoRt, give me one that isn't Bodhi.
I have a pretty funny one, but the Rockstar Jesus, that costume.
Yes, I thought of that. I haven't got it, but
That
could
like
be
a
one.
fun part.
Okay. Alright, my first one. This is very random, but I noticed this and I thought this is so weird. Is the old Italian woman in the church?
Oh.
Right, no, this
Yes.
the old Italian
Oh my
woman in the church.
goodness.
She's the same one from the episode with Bob in Italy.
I forgot about
And
that.
she's got
yeah.
a goat in that episode. And she's the same woman, for sure. And she lives in
I
that...
remember that now.
Yeah, she lives in that town in Italy that Bob's the mayor of or whatever. And
Yeah.
she has a goat, and then she kind of like spits on Bob. But
I
it appears she's moved into Springfield. And like, it's so weird, because I remember this, but like, I looked, and neither of the wikis have a page on her. Am I going mad? Or is this like... It's the same character, right?
Thinking of that is the same character.
Yeah. And so, I was intrigued, because I had never watched this episode before. Well, I haven't watched it in a while, anyway. And I watched the first episode, and I just noticed her, because I watched it quite passively last time I watched it. And, yeah. So I was drawn to, although she has like only one piece of dialogue, and she's barely in the episode, I was drawn to the old Italian woman. And I think they should add her.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Alright, Arthur.
Oh, so a better place.
Oh, I also had that. That's a cool ass
Same.
building. That's an awesome building. Yeah.
Felt like it looked a bit like I forgot it was called the war. Never mind. I don't remember what it was called, but it was this big building that had like a left waffles.
Yeah. Or something like that. I know the one you're talking about anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit similar to that. I want them to make it bigger than that building, because that building's a bit small in my opinion.
Yeah, it looked like huge.
Yeah. That Battle Road place that's an awesome ass building though. Alright, BoRt, give us another building or character or decoration or whatever.
Decoration, or I'll go with a building, the Tire Fire Motel.
Oh,
Ooh.
yes, I also had that as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I had that, yeah.
I just thought it looked a bit like cool. We only have one motel in the game.
Well, we have like hotels. Do you distinguish between motels and hotels?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. We're that's Sleep-Easy Motel. I swear there's got to be another motel.
I'm trying to think. Maybe
We've got like loads of hotels.
maybe.
Oh yeah, they've got a motel.
Yes, and the one with the little. I'm like blanking on the characters' names today. from Lisa's rival. Not the episode, but it's like from the beauty pageant episode.
Oh, the Ye Olde Ramp.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know if that
of course.
counts, but
Amber Dempsey, is it?
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
right. Yeah.
All right. I've got, of course, Blessed by Megachurch. Pretty big, cool looking building.
Yeah,
that was
that
actually really nice one.
I like that. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So we all agree that one. Yeah. No, I just really like the look of that one with the big cross and the sign. It's kind of like, it looks like a more complex version of the Springfield, Springfield Church, First Church.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd really like that. All right, Arthur, you got one more for us.
Ooh, it'd have to be the Traverse City Press.
Okay.
Yeah, I did like the look of that one.
Ooh, okay.
All right.
But I'll go next. Another costume, the Cabaret Lisa from that segment where she does the song and everything. I thought that was a pretty fun thing in the end there. So if they don't get copyrighted, definitely a good thing.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
All right, I'm gonna end it with a character, and that's Helen Fish, who is still yet to be added. The church organ player.
Oh.
Oh yes.
Wow.
She actually hadn't appeared in ages, and this was her return episode. Well, I know she only cameos, but still, or at least I think that was the case. I need to double check that. Not fact checked, but I feel like she wasn't in it for a while at least, or she was only in it sparingly.
It took a long time, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she'd be awesome. Yeah.
And she could come with the church organs as well. They could just add the church organs into the game.
I mean, they do have it out of the church in I believe, Homer steals it or something, so.
Yeah.
It works.
Yeah. Alright, so that is... Unless anyone's got one last thing they really want to say. We got a few...
I got nothing.
Arthur, any last one you want to say?
No, I think that's it. That's
okay.
it.
All right.
Yeah.
There obviously is lots more that they could add from this episode, of course, but we just want to keep it to a minimum for this because we'd be here all day, especially with this episode. Yeah. But anything that you guys who are watching would really like to see in the game, make sure to from these two episodes in particular, leave it down in the comments and let us know. All right. Shall we move to our next segment, which, of course, we've already kind of touched on, is our Blast from the Past. And the update that was picked for the Blast from the Past, was picked by Ted2001. So, Ted, I know you've already spoken about Itchy and Scratchy Land briefly, but would you like to... you said this is your favourite update, so that's ruined my question of why you picked this update. But why did you pick this update?
It's my favourite update.
Right, really?
Yeah. Yeah, sorry, yeah, I didn't realise we were going to be talking about it.
Right. Don't worry about
it. Yeah, like I said earlier, I really the fact that we actually went back to Crystal Land. I felt like the game for ages did not... I feel like it completely forgot about Crystal Lands for years, and when this update happened, they came back to it. It was a huge surprise, and I was really happy with it. Just a huge shock where we had to blow up our Crusty Land and bring it into our own world. I really, really like that, though. But then, of course, they did the extension of it, Itchy and Scratchy Land, onto that. I love theme parks as well, so that's another reason why I really, of course,
you got to build your own as well with the Zoomanator and the log ride and all that.
Absolutely, you're able to make your own theme park again, really, to extend it, and add things to the log. They had like a log flume, didn't they? And,
yeah, but you could actually make your rides this time. Obviously, Krusty Land, they were just set buildings, but this time you actually got to design them.
I thought that was so clever. I really like that. Had their own unique design. I thought that was really awesome about that update. So, yeah, they added loads of characters as well. I think a lot of them were NPCs, where the Itchy and Scratchy mascots and stuff. Well, Itchy and Scratchy themselves as well. They added, of course.
You got like Corporal Punishment and Tina Ballerina.
Yeah. I just thought overall it was just fantastic. In my opinion, I would say it's one of my favorite updates, if not my favorite update. I can't say for sure. It's between that and Springfield Heights. I thought that was another very unique update when that came out.
Heights? I didn't read that.
Yeah. Oh, new! I enjoyed the idea of Springfield Heights. One thing that really shocked me when he had it added to the game, where it was just a whole massive new section of your town. I was very surprised at that. I mean, to be fair, I don't like the currency part of it. The design part, I really like. I don't like the other part of it. I guess you could say the currency part, the annoying part of it, which you probably know what that is, and other people know what it is. It's a little bit annoying, but
Itchy and Scratchy Land.
Again, going back to Itchy and Scratchy Land. Yeah, it was. I really enjoyed the updates. I'm trying to think back now because it was so long ago and I haven't played the game for a while. I don't know really what else I can really add to what I've already said. It was a very enjoyable update in my experience. They'd never done anything like it before in that regard, and I don't think they'll really do anything like it again.
Well, the only thing that like it really was Krusty Land.
Yeah.
And I think it was a good and necessary solution for Krusty Land at the time, because Krusty Land was dead. It hadn't had anything added to it for like 2 years at that time. There was no updates for it. They were adding nothing to it. It was essentially pointless. Plus, it took up server space, so it was the right move to just bulldoze it, get rid of it, and bring it into your main town. It was a good idea.
Yeah, it was very clever. I really like the feature that they added to that update as well, where you could select a load of your items and put it in your inventory instead of just putting individual parts in your inventory. That just made sure you didn't lose any of your original designs. That helped a lot of people out. That helped me out a lot. Rather than just destroying it, I placed chunks in my inventory. That was a really awesome feature they added, and that's very helpful. Still to this day, I'm sure a lot of people like it.
Another thing was they added like all the different parts of like the car parks in Krusty Land and the motorway in Krusty Land and the gates and the little walls, which before you couldn't interact with them. They were just things in Krusty Land, but they actually added them to the store in your town, which was really awesome, because those motorways and the Krusty Land car parks, I adore those decorations so much.
They are so useful for designing it. Awesome. I agree. I forgot about them. Yeah, they're very, very good.
Building wise as well, so many cool buildings like Itchy 70 Disco. I really like you have the TGI McScratchies, the Child Care Centre, and then obviously all the rides as well that we talked about them, the log ride and all that. Trying to think, because they weren't technically buildings. Character wise, of course, it added you to the game board, so
it's truly amazing.
So I think we've talked about it too much, Ted. Let's let the other two talk. So BoRt, how do you feel about being added in this update?
I mean, it's truly an honor. It looks like it's been really fun update. I've seen a lot of the videos, your guys' videos especially, where like I watched a few of them, but it really seems great. The group story feature I still use all the time today, so that's really nice. I would say just building like your own theme park just sounds amazing. And I'm like surprised that they didn't add Itchy and Scratchy till 2018, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
But it's Itchy still hasn't returned to this day since like the Poochie update or something. But
Yeah, it's a bit of a
it
shame.
seems like a really great update. I don't really.
I will say, my one downside to this update was Scratchy was premium, and I think that was the wrong move. I think both Itchy and Scratchy should have been free.
Oh yeah, that would have been a good idea.
Scratchy was like 300 donuts or something, right?
Yeah, it was ridiculously overpriced.
Yeah.
It was the cartoon set, which was 300 donuts. It was with the cartoon with a really crappy building. So that was the biggest downside for the update. But apart from that, and obviously we also had the super premium with Mars Buckler. Are the two
Has she ever returned? I've never
she
seen her.
She came in because I never bought her in the original mystery box, and then I got her in a Black Friday mystery box. I think the same year. But I don't think she's ever returned to it.
She's probably in like the mystery boxes, but besides that,
Yeah, I think she might be in the Black Friday ones. I'm not sure. I'll have to check my alternative town and see if I got her in the last Black Friday. Arthur, how do you feel about Itchy and Scratchy Land, the update?
I mean, it just seemed like such an exciting update to look back on, really, and just all that they added. Being able to build your own theme park and everything, and all of the content. There was so much content added, and I mean, there were I think there was bundles in the price track, and so that's really cool. And I suppose if they added something today on that scale, it would just be awesome, really. Yeah, so I think looking back on it, definitely an awesome update. I would have loved to have played it. Yeah.
All right, so just to close it off, how does everyone feel like how would everyone perceive this update if it were added today?
I would have been pretty excited.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any day for an update like that coming out would still be really entertaining.
I think this is definitely an update that has stood the test of time for sure. Because I think this is definitely one of the best updates from ever, really. It's definitely I'd say would be in the top 10.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, there's been updates, hasn't it? It's really hard to say which is the...
Yeah, but this one does stand out. Like, it did a lot for the game, and it added a lot of very significant characters, like Itchy, Scratchy, and, all of Krusty's sideshows and stuff. And it's difficult, going down the line, because, there's not that many big characters they can add anymore. So, I think in terms of how late in the game this update really was, it's still a few years after a lot of major players have already been added. They added a fair amount of decent characters who are somewhat prominent, like Itchy, Scratchy, and even Jeremy and Diane, who they appear fairly often in different episodes, and June Bellamy and Tina Ballerina and Corporal Punishment. These characters and the park engineer, they're all related to the episode and the theme of this one. So, and of course, BoRt. Yeah. So I think, this update is definitely amazing.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Any last things you want to say about Itchy and Scratchy Land before we move on to our Q&A and then wrap things up?
I think the moral of the story is this is a great update. Yeah, we've all said, I believe.
Okay.
Very good.
Wasn't much debate on that one. All right. So shall we move to our Q&A? So we've only got 4 questions, so we need some more questions, by the way. So leave some questions down below or in the Premiere chat if you're watching this. Well, if you're watching the Premiere, leave them in the Premiere chat, and hopefully we'll catch them and we'll screenshot them. So leave your messages either in the comments or the Premiere chat, and there'll be more questions for next episode, I guess. So we have 4 questions here. Someone else is gonna have to read them out for me.
Okay, I can.
Yeah, sure thing.
Yeah, okay. So from Sauron, sorry if I'm saying that wrong. Who's everyone's favorite character in Tapped Out?
Okay.
Ted, do you want to start?
My favorite character in Tapped Out. Ooh. I've had this question asked before, and I forgot what I originally said. What? Trying to think now. What's my favorite character? I mean, I feel like it's a bit lazy if I said Itchy and Scratchy, as we literally just talked about Itchy and Scratchy.
Yeah, you can say that.
I don't really know what. I'll tell you what. You guys say what your favorite character is, and come back to me in a minute, because I have to think. I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, I'll ask each other first, and come back to me in a minute.
Mine is a weird one. It's Norbert Van Houten. Because he leads. I love the Destination Springfield event, and Norbert Van Houten plays like a big part in that update, and you kind of get him as like a final prize, and I don't know, something about him. He just sticks with me, like the golden age of the game. So, and he's almost like a symbol to me for the golden age. Plus, he has decent animations, really decent quest line. The way he plays a part in Destination Springfield is all good. So yeah, all round, Norbert Van Houten's my favorite.
Okay, Arthur, what do you think?
Also, I'd say Homer. Sorry, go
on. I think it would have to be Colette. Released. I don't know why, but just everything about that character and my experience of unlocking her in the update was I really enjoyed the quest line and her animations, and just thought she was really unique. And I think I just really liked that character.
Yeah. I'll just say, obviously, mine is BoRt. If I had to say a second one, I don't know. I really like Sentient Lardlat. I'm glad that they added that recently.
Do you like the animations, though?
Yeah, I mean, it was a really nice character.
Okay.
I feel like could have had some animations, but
I just
I'm
think
glad
there
they
should have been
added
one with him, like, actually. I'm trying to think what the animations were. I know that people really wanted one with him, like, actually raging, or like. With the big donut kind of.
That would have been great.
Yeah.
But still, he's a great kid. Overall. Okay, Ted, do you have any idea?
Yes, I've had a little think. It's probably going to have to be Stephen Hawking. As much as he was a real person, so for them to add him into the game, I thought was really, really awesome to see him. R.I.P. To Stephen Hawking. But I think it's awesome that he's in the game. He's got quite a few cool animations. And Robert or anyone, did you remember? I completely forgot. Was it the sci-fi update?
Yeah, he was added in the sci-fi update, and he kind of acted as like because you unlock him like really early on. Also, another thing to note is he actually consented to be added into the game.
Oh, did he?
So
that makes sense. Yeah.
Or at least I'm pretty sure, because it was the same case. Well, actually, I tell a lie. I can't 100% confirm that. I assume it's the case because they did the same with Weird Al and they did the same with Mac Groening. So I assume it's the same. It'd be weird if that was the one person they were just like, we're not going to ask him. Like, yeah.
I know with Al Yankovic was asked because on his Twitter and Instagram. He posted a picture of him in the game, So yeah, he knew about that. I remember that. But yeah, Stephen Hawking's definitely a favourite character.
I think
I would
Matt
say.
Groening posted something when he was first added as well. So I'm
Oh,
pretty
yes.
those two were like both added, but
Yeah.
sorry, those two both gave their permission. So I just assume the same is true for Stephen Hawking. But I don't.
I
See
mean, they haven't really added any other
yeah,
celebrities.
exactly.
So
They
probably
shy
need
away
their
from
permission.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I love that add Stan Lee to the game. I know he's passed away now, unfortunately, but I don't know if you guys have heard with Stan Lee. Recently there's been a deal with his name in merchandise or something. So there's a possibility it might be easier to add him to the game now. They just need some sort of permission, even though unfortunately he's
really
passed away, and they can somehow get him added into the game. I mean, that'd be awesome to have
Yeah.
okay.
for him to be added for Stanley. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Why don't we move on to the next question?
Sure thing.
Okay, so from you, Dart, just kind of like a quiz question, but who died in the first episode? I don't have a correct answer, so Dart, comment down below what the actual correct answer was, but let's see what everyone says.
Snowball won.
That's what I was gonna say too.
Yeah.
One.
Yeah, it's good. That's what it's got to be. That I ruled out
BoRt's
everything
tattoo.
else. It's been a long time. Yes.
Ted, same answer.
So sorry. Do you mean the first episode? Do you mean the first episode?
Simpsons roasting on
Yeah.
open fire.
Yeah. I think I agree. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Definitely.
Snowball
I
won.
what you
I
said.
think that's killed off screen, but I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that was pretty quick. Let's move on to one from K&W Productions. What doppelgangers would you turn into costumes?
I would turn all of the Springfield Enlightenment ones. They'd all get turned into costumes.
That was my exact answer too. That update was just such a low.
But to be fair, I think they'd be crappy costumes anyway. So maybe the solution
That'd be
there
true.
is just not to add them. It's tricky. I think we're so far down the line. I think anything that's true. Oh god, actually, here's the thing. All the Treehouse of Horror ones, they all should be costumes. So god, what's it called? The big blob Homer. That should be.
Gelatinous
Yeah.
Homer.
Yeah.
No, that's definitely.
That should be a costume.
Yes.
Trying to think. Oh, Panther Marge costume. Comic book Ram costume. All the biggest one for me are the Treehouse of Horrors, because at least with the Springfield Enlightenment ones, at least they are separate characters. You know, they are meant to be like people from that era. You know, that we're kind of following, and they just are taking the appearance of our Simpsons characters. So there's an argument to be made there. But with the Treehouse of Horror characters, I just don't think there is an argument to be made. They should be costumes, especially considering half of them already are costumes anyway.
Yeah, like I don't know. Arthur, any idea?
Yeah, I think I agree. Like the Treehouse of Horror ones. I mean, for the kind of just the look of them, really, I think they'd be way cooler as costumes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just don't like the inconsistency. That's my biggest problem with it. I'd be fine if they just made them all characters, but the issue is we've got like Sacagawea Lisa, and like I'm trying to think of other ones like.
Is it Young Abe as well? Is that a separate character which should be a
Oh yes, all of the
younger older one. I've kind of come around to the older characters being added as separate ones.
There's also
I feel like
Baby BoRt as well.
Yeah, Baby BoRt, all the babies, all the future ones as well. They're all separate characters. Oh, another one. Strongman Homer is a costume, but is it Marguerite or Burnsom? Those ones, they're characters.
Yeah.
That annoys me so much. It's actually unbearable. I lose sleep over it. And that's so stupid, because if they so bothered it, like, they would have been fine as costumes. I mean, they wouldn't have been great, but I don't see what the problem is making them costumes. And as well, if you really want to do this, then just make Strongman Homer, like, somehow separate the two. Make him a character. I just want consistency is all. I'd be happy for them all to be characters as long as I had consistency. That's my biggest issue with it.
I feel, and I've, like, been predicting there's gotta be a Surfsons update at some point, but they've got, like, all the characters' costumes, so I don't know what they do.
They would just have them as characters. The others would just stay costumes, like the Sorcerer Frink and the Squeaky Voiced Peasant, and then they would just be like, well, the rest are going to be characters. Because they did it with Strongman Homer. They just don't care about the consistency. It's really annoying.
Yeah.
All right. Shall we? We got one more.
Okay, so
the one I can read.
So
this
we've
one.
got from the last one.
It's not really a question, but I'm going to rephrase it as a question. So, what's everyone's worst event, basically? And this is from Too Much Simpsons. I probably should say.
Springfield Enlightened is just recent, in my recent opinion. Springfield Enlightened.
Springfield Enlightened.
I know what Robert's is. I know what yours is.
What is mine?
I mentioned it before. What was it called? The Clash of Clones update.
Do you know what? That is not the worst.
No,
it's tricky. It's between that and Easter. It's between that and Easter, because Easter 2014.
Oh, okay.
Because Easter 2014 was torturous. Easter 2014 was torturous because you had to. There was like these 3 levels of mystery boxes, and I think in order to get one, you had to get. It was 3 levels of mystery boxes, and all the best prizes were in the gold mystery box. And then, but the issue is it was mixed in with non-unique prizes as well.
No.
Ooh, that sounds horrible.
So, I remember it took me I will be honest. I'll raise my hand. I was using hacks, and it took me an hour to get Sherry Bobbins. An hour. And she was the only thing I needed to get.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that was just an hour of me opening a mystery box. Okay.
Yeah, you can't get worse than that, surely.
Yeah. What's your worst update, Arthur?
I don't know. I'd say the worst update that I've played. I found the Rise of the Robots update. I hated that.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I just hated the theme and the content.
I really like that update. Okay, fair enough.
Really? I don't know.
You can hate it. It's all right.
Yeah, I just feel like I don't know. I just couldn't wait for it to end. I'd say that, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just didn't feel excited for any.
There are updates like that though, where you just kind of feel they drag on a lot more, especially for me.
Yeah.
I've had that a lot, and maybe it's because I've been playing for so long, but. You always have an update that just feels like it goes on for like 8 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Okay. Ted, do you answer?
Yeah, I don't know. I believe I would probably say the Christmas update. I think it's from 2016. The one that has it was like pagans. Is it pagans?
Oh yes.
I just like that Christmas update. It didn't feel very Christmassy. What was the problem was I just did not enjoy that update at all. It's either that or the casino update as well from 2016. There was just so many casinos. I just wouldn't like that too much. But I would say overall it would be that Christmas update from 2016. I don't feel very Christmassy. Did not enjoy it, in my opinion.
Okay. So I guess we shall wrap up then. That's all the questions.
Yeah.
So make sure to leave more questions down below, guys. Thank you, Ted, for coming along.
You're very welcome.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, it's
Lovely
great
to
to
have you here.
have you.
Yeah, no problem.
And thanks for my co-hosts, Arthur and BoRt, for coming along.
Yeah, it's been great.
Thank
They have a
you.
choice. All right. Well, I'm gonna say bye. Thanks for watching. Make sure to leave those comments down below, or any suggestions for improvements or questions of the month, etc., etc. That's it from me. I'm gonna let everyone else say bye now. So thanks for watching. Good night.
We'll see you everyone later. Bye.
See you later. Bye.
Watching.